Hey guys, welcome back to iTower. Today we're diving into a super practical and common JavaScript interview question: how to build a simple pub/sub system from scratch. If you've never heard of pub/sub before, no worries. We'll go step by step and write everything from scratch. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand what pub/sub is, but you'll also be able to build your own implementation that actually works. But before we jump into the code, make sure to like the video if you're excited about this topic, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It really helps the channel grow and you'll stay up to date with all our tutorials. Alright, let's get started. We begin by creating a function called createPub/sub. Inside this function, we want to store all our events and the callbacks that listen to them, so we declare an empty object named events. This events object will act like a registry. The keys will be event names like login, and the values will be arrays of functions that should run when the event is triggered. Now, we want to give our users a way to subscribe to events. That means when this event happens, run this function. So let's define a method called subscribe. We start by checking if we already have a list of listeners for this event. If we don't have any yet, we create a new empty array for this event name. Then we add the provided callback function into the array of listeners. So with this, every time someone subscribes, we make sure there is an array for the event, and we store the function in that array. Now let's implement the publish method. This is what triggers an event and calls all the listeners. We start by checking if we even have any subscribers for the event. If there are subscribers, we go through the array of callbacks and we call each function, passing in the data that was provided. This is how we notify all subscribers that something has happened. Next, let's give users a way to unsubscribe from an event, in case they no longer want to listen for it. Again, we check if this event even has any listeners. If it does, we filter the list and remove the exact callback that matches the one provided. So we're rebuilding the array without the function we want to remove. Now that we've defined all three methods, subscribe, publish, and unsubscribe, we need to return them so they can be used outside the function. Now that we've built our pub/sub system, let's try using it in action. We start by calling createPub/sub, which gives us an object with the subscribe, publish, and unsubscribe methods. Next, we define a function that we want to run when a user logs in. Then we subscribe this function to the login event. Now we publish the login event and pass in some data. After that, we unsubscribe our listener. And finally, we try publishing the event again. Now let's take a look at what happens in the console when all of this runs. We see this output that user was logged in and it actually Alice. That means when we first published the login event, our own user login function was successfully called. But the second time, after we unsubscribed, nothing happened, no output. And that's exactly what we want. This proves our pub/sub system works. We can subscribe to events, trigger them with data, and remove listeners when we no longer need them. So, where is pub/sub actually useful? This pattern is especially helpful in applications where different parts of the system need to communicate without knowing about each other directly. In front-end frameworks like React or Vue, it's used for handling global events, shared state, or communication between loosely related components. You'll also find it in systems like Redux, where actions are published and different parts of the app can respond to them. And in Node.js, the core event emitter class works exactly like this. The real power of pub/sub is in decoupling. It allows one part of your app to say something happened without caring who's listening. And it lets other parts of the app react to those events without needing to know where they came from. So next time you find yourself writing code where components need to react to things happening elsewhere in the app without being directly connected, this pattern could save you a ton of headaches. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to iTower. I've got more breakdowns like this coming soon, practical coding problems, patterns, and real interview prep in JavaScript. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.